Welcome down to the field alongside two sports star at USC, John Jackson. I'm Sam Farber. It's a pleasure and a privilege to have you with us here once again on Fox Sports Prime Ticket.
Welcome inside the Fox Network Center in Los Angeles. I'm Sam Farber. You're watching Game 5 of the World Series.
Take a look at our Star Watch players for today's game. We'll begin with the visiting Cal Poly Mustangs. They've got maybe the hottest hitter in college baseball right now, Mark Mathias.
We welcome you up to the press box at Gooden Field. Sam Farber alongside Wes Clements. Wes, Titans very impressive. A lot has been said about what's wrong with this team, but they're showing tonight what is right and what might get them deep in the postseason.
You're watching the World Series on Fox.
And again from us here at ESPN, happy Mother's Day to all the moms tuning in. A couple of defensive changes here for the Anteaters. Ryan Cooper stays in the game. He's in right field now. And over at second base, it is Bronsema, John Bronsema, taking the spot of Cole Kruder. First pitch, swinging and driving one is Shuknik out to deep left field. This one is gone. First pitch, swinging to start the 8th, and John Shuknik makes it a 2-run contest.
Well, this is fitting for a Larry Lee squad. They never quit. And listen, Sam, they know a potential regional bid is almost out of the question, but they know one thing: they can't lose. And you'll see this ball is not missed by Shuknik. And this is some of the stuff he did last year. Started the season slow. But again, as you say, Keston Hiura saying, now it's only 2-run lead.
Shuknik with his 5th home run of the season. And now it is 6-4. Jordan Ellis trying to bunt his way aboard. He's had a frustrating day, 0 for 3 with a couple of strikeouts, and he rolls it foul up the first base line. Ellis came into today on an 11-game hit streak. Just doing what he can to get the tying run to the plate here in the 8th inning. Second home run of the day for the Mustangs. Zach Zenner had a 2-run blast in the 7th. And now Shuknik with the solo shot here in the 8th. And
that's Sam Moore down.
Getting the closer up.
Well, you see Sam Moore, and listen, Sam Moore is probably going to come in to face Pleskow in the 9-hole and then turn it over to Mathias. But Ellis and Drobny are must-outs by Holland.
The 1-1. And that's not going to be an out. He lines it into left center field for a base hit. Ellis's hit streak grows to 12 games, and the tying run is coming to the plate here for Cal Poly.
Well, I mean, it's a tough game, and, you know, Bishop's job right now was to come in and especially get these left-hand hitters, and he hasn't done a good job, obviously, with Ellis, but he's got another chance here to try to possibly induce Drobny to hit a ground ball and possibly get a double play. And then I'm sure Sam Moore is coming in 100% for the on-deck hitter in Pleskow.
Drobny has been maybe the best hitter today for the Mustangs. He's 2 for 2, single, a double, and he's drawn a walk as well.
It's the beauty of this game. You hit a ground ball, you can get a double play and get out of this thing. You hit a double, and now the time runs on second base. That's the beauty of this game.
This one goes all the way to the backstop. Got by the catcher, McClanahan. That should be a wild pitch as it bounced in front of the catcher.
Yeah, we talked earlier. I mentioned earlier how much better McClanahan has been behind the plate, Sam. This right here, this ball has to get blocked. And such a bad time for this to happen because now you take the double play out of the whole situation here.
Count is 1-1. A frustrating outing for the reliever Cameron Bishop. Throws a breaking ball. This one knocked down. And it's 2-1. Even the out Bishop got in the 7th, the fly ball off the bat of Barbier, that was pretty well hit as well.
Yeah. Listen, he's a freshman, and he's been thrown in the fire a lot recently by Mike. And, you know, not every day is a bed of roses, and he's finding it out right now. He's in a spot.
Tying run at the plate and Drobny. Fastball in the dirt, not even close. It's 3-1.
Well, listen, he's one pitch away from having the next hitter come in to face Sam Moore and Pleskow lay down a bunt and have to face Mathias with the tying run on second base.
Mike Gillespie, skipper for Irvine.
You see Mike saying, come on, I've been through this too many times.
3-1, pumps in a fastball, count is full 3-2.
Now, needless to say, Sam, right now, you can't have a walk. There's no way you can afford to have this hitter reach on a base on ball. Fastball down the middle, make him hit his way on.
He fails to do so, misses low, ball 4. And so the 8th inning begins. Home run, single, wild pitch, walk.
Now you see something. Now Mike Gillespie is coming out just to talk to the umpire, home plate umpire.
Well, what he's probably going to do here is try and keep Bishop in the game because he's a pretty good hitter. So I'd imagine he's making some kind of move here that's going to involve Cameron Bishop staying in the contest, and that's why he checked in with Bill Barnes first. That or he just wanted someone to talk to after the start of this 8th inning.
Well, I think in this situation, I mean, we've seen as pitching coach Daniel Bibona go out and make pitching changes, but I think in this situation right here, Sam, is that Mike knows this situation. It is 1st and 2nd and no outs, and he wants to make sure his infielders know what play they're going to run. And he doesn't want any mistakes, sending a messenger, for better words, to go out there and tell them anything different.
We watch Sam Moore get warmed up, the senior closer for the Anteaters. Let's take a look at the standings once again heading into today. See the ranking next to UC Santa Barbara. That's probably going to drop a little bit with a couple of losses here this weekend. UC Irvine, this is a big game. They win today. They are still giving themselves an opportunity to win the conference.
Well, listen, UC Irvine, Sam, had an easy schedule per se when the season started. They have the toughest schedule of anybody to finish the season. They still have to go play at UC Santa Barbara, and that's no better roses. And then on the road again to Cal State or CSUN.
And for Cal Poly, as you said earlier, this is must win. They have got to win the Big West, or else with that record sub 500 right now, they almost have no chance.
Well, you're right. UC Santa Barbara has a 3-2 lead in the top of the 7th over in Fullerton. And needless to say, big for Santa Barbara, big for Fullerton, as we see the bunt.
And the bunt laid down third base side by Pleshkel, fielded by Koss, toss over to first base, Bronsema covering, and it is a sac bunt. Score it 5-4 if you're scoring at home. And now the tying run in scoring position with runners at 2nd and 3rd, and Cal Poly trailing by 2. And perhaps the hottest hitter in the nation, Mark Mathias, coming up, and he has been robbed a couple of times today.
Well, Sam Moore led the country last year in saves. Saved Sam with 23. And so needless to say, Sam's been on the hot seat a bunch. But, hey, Sam, go warm up. You're going to face the player of the year from 2014 with the tying run on second base.
Mathias 1 for 4, robbed by the second baseman early, Cole Kruder. And again, last time around by shortstop Mikey Duarte, and he'll see the first pitch high for a ball. Sam Moore, the reliever on the hill, 5-3 with 4 saves overall, but he's been outstanding in conference play. 2-0, 3 saves, and he has yet to allow a run in 9 innings. Time called for by the catcher, McClanahan. He wasn't sure what Moore was going to throw.
Well, you saw Mathias call timeout right there, Sam. What you never want to do as a hitter, put your head down. Don't assume that that umpire is going to give you time.
The 1-0 is high, 2 balls, no strikes.
Now this is the effects of the Mathias syndrome. Everybody knows who Mathias is in this conference. Sam knows very well, but you know, Van Gansen's on deck, who's a left-hand hitter. Because he's a left-hander, speaking of Van Gansen, you don't want to assume, hey, if I pitch around Mathias here, I'll get a ground ball double play because he is left-handed.
2-0 catches the outside black, and it's 2-1. Moore, senior from Rancho Palos Verdes. He was drafted by one of the local squads here, the Dodgers, towards the end of last year's draft, 40th round selection, but elected to come back to school. And he is most definitely a momentum pitcher. When he is hot, he is one of the toughest guys to hit.
Matthias lobbing one out to left field, hustling over Hiura, and he'll make the catch. Tagging up from third base is Ellis. He will score, and it's a one-run game, but a nice running catch made by Hiura to deny Cal Poly a chance to tie right there.
Well, it is an outstanding play. I mean, listen, Matthias hits his ball right on the button. And, you know, credit to him. That's his third breaking ball out of 4 pitches, and Matthias was sitting on it. And then the freshman Hira runs this ball down. Big out. Listen, the run scored, but Moore did his job. Now the question is Gillespie going to pitch to Van Gansen with Mundell on deck and try to go right on right?
Van Gansen 0 for 3 today, did carry a 4-game hit streak into this one. A 1-run contest now, top of the 8th, 6-5 Irvine. First pitch, fastball in for a strike.
I was going to say, normally the first pitch will give you an indication, Sam, of what the opponent's trying to do with the hitter, and that was a fastball. I'm not sure that Moore wanted to have that much of the plate.
Van Gansen, second team all-conference a year ago. His batting average even better this year, hitting .318 coming into today. The 0-1 missed outside, 1 ball, 1 strike.
Now you've seen 2 pitches on the outside part, Sam. I don't think Sam, not you, Sam, but Sam Moore wants to come inside on Van Gansen right here.
Ground ball over to second. Bronsema's got it, and that will end the inning. So Moore comes in and minimizes the damage, but 2 runs for the Mustangs, including Shuknick's home run, and it's a 1-run game going to the bottom of the 8th.
Tied at 3, going to the bottom of the 5th inning here at UC Irvine. Both these teams talented and very young. Looking at Baseball America's top 10 draft prospects for 2017. That's next year's draft. Keston Hiura leads the way. He's number 1. But the closer for UC Santa Barbara, Kyle Nelson, is on the list as well. And so is Cameron Bishop, the Sunday starter for the Anteaters, and Alex Garcia of the Gauchos. There's Keston Hiura. He will bat 3rd this inning, leading off Evan Castellato, and he fouls off the first pitch. It is 0-1. We might see, we're already obviously seeing Hiura today, but we could see Nelson, depending on how the game goes. He's the closer for the Gauchos, 6-1, 7 saves, and 67 strikeouts in less than 60 innings this year.
Yeah, that's a talented group, boy.
UC Irvine was picked by a lot of people to be a postseason team this year. Just hasn't worked out in conference. 0-2 swung on and missed. Nasty curveball, and down by way of the K goes Castellato. Next up, John Bronsema. So in a lot of respects, it's a disappointing year because Coach Gillespie's gotten this program to the point where they expect to go to the regionals every year, but they do have some very talented young players. And UC Santa Barbara, they were picked to be on the fringe. This is a team that, as good as they're playing this year, they're expected to be even better next year.
And, you know, in talking to Coach Gillespie, he was telling us that, you know, almost everything that could go wrong at the wrong time went wrong at the wrong time. I mean, now, to the point that we made about UC Santa Barbara as well, they have some very good victories out of conference. So if they were to finish in the top 3 of the Big West, they would be just in the same conversation as these other schools in terms of making it to the tournament. But the problem is you have to, the losses have been, the losses have been at the wrong time, and the mistakes have happened at the wrong time, such as even last night where the game got sort of out of control early with a ball that hit off the umpire in the 3rd inning, and that led to a 3-run inning, and UCSB never looked back.
Here so far, they've minimized the chaos. They're tied at 3. A 3-1 count to John Bronsema, who's 0 for 2. He will take strike 2.
He didn't like that one.
Payoff pitch. Bounces it foul towards the Anteater dugout and into it. 3 balls and 2 strikes to the 6'2 junior.
Yeah, I love the liveliness on the fastball of Kelly. A lot of movement, rides in on the right-handers.
Foul ball back to the screen. Kelly used to a crowded clubhouse. He's the youngest of 7 kids.
Almost a baseball team.
Line drive, base hit to center.
Kelly threw his glove off. He threw his glove off in desperation to try to knock that line drive down. Let's take a look at this. Watch his fastball down the middle. He smokes the ball. Throws his glove almost to say, man, left the pitch right in the middle. What a mistake. Good piece of hitting there. Takes advantage of a ball left in the middle of the plate and drives it right back up the middle.
That brings up Keston here. Again, the #1 player in the conference in many people's estimations. And he's just a sophomore. Has struggled in conference play. This is really the portion of the season where he's been battling an elbow injury. That's kept him from playing the outfield defensively. He's 14 for 67. That's just above 200 in Big West play. And that makes it even more impressive that his batting average is close to 375.
Yeah, well, he got off to a great start. And, you know, with that elbow injury, you know, it obviously affects him so he can't play defense and play in the field. But you know, a lot of people lose sight of, you know, it also affects your hitting. It doesn't take much to throw your timing off and, you know, to not make you feel really comfortable at the plate. He tried to fight his way through it, and, you know, he still sat in that 3 spot. And also the difference is this year, it's not like he's sneaking up on everybody. What a great move, by the way.
Close play at first. Here, and Coach Gillespie said that he's pitched very tough. He's the guy that people target, and there's very good pitchers in this conference. But out of conference, he's hitting 463. 2-0 on the outside corner for a strike.
Yeah, that's the story, that out of conference, they didn't recognize how good he was. And in conference, after last year playing against each of the conference teams 3 games, you know, during these series, they know exactly what he can do. And you're right, they're trying to pitch around him. If there's one person you can't let beat you, it's Hiera.
2-1. And he elevates this pitch to left field. Yard's going to hold it. Josh Adams is there, and he makes the catch for out number 2. Adams showing off his arm strength, throwing it back into the diamond. 2 gone here in the 5th, and Mitch Holland will be the batter. He doubled to start the 4th inning down that left field line. He'll get his first look at Justin Kelly.
Yeah, that was a very effective pitch, by the way, by Kelly with a fastball into Hiera, not allowing him to extend his arms. Create that harmless fly ball to left field.
First pitch, fastball high, ball 1. You see Santa Barbara last year hosted a regional. They had to do it at Lake Elsinore, though, a minor league stadium nearby. Or I should say nearby here. It's quite a ways from Santa Barbara, actually. Their facilities currently don't have lights, but something Coach Checkett says they're working hard towards. They've got a new athletic director, and he's moved to first back in time as Bronsema. So they do see it in their future. But it's caused this team that's kind of borderline. I mean, they'd be in the conversation to host maybe if they ran the table from here on out. But Coach Checkett told us they're not bidding. They'll bid if they can get to the super regional level. The 1-0 line drive, base hit to left field. Station to station goes Bronsema. And if they can get to the super regionals and host, that'd be a big edge, because the importance of hosting can't be underestimated. We crunched the numbers, and since the 2000 season, teams that host regionals win close to 70% of the time. And for the Big West Conference, teams that are visiting, like UCSB would be, or will be, we hope, if they make the regional, they've only won 25% of those regionals. So you can't say enough how important it is to play at home in the postseason.
No, if you have that opportunity, you have to really take advantage of it, because as you mentioned, it's just hard enough just to get into the tournament, much less have to go on the road and try to win on the road.
You can think of it this way for fans of March Madness in the NCAA tournament. Think of a Sweet 16 game with Duke playing at Cameron Indoor.
Right.
You're just not going to win there.
Yeah, it's just going to be a much more difficult task in trying to pull that off. Not to mention the travel, everything that goes along with it, right?
Going to play UCLA at Pauley, that's not what you want to do. Here's a 1-0 pitch. Swing and a miss by Alcantara, and it's 1-1. But that's not to say it hasn't been done before. UC Santa Barbara has been to the regionals a couple of times now. They know the lay of the land. And the team they're playing tonight, UC Irvine, they went up to Oregon State, played the #1 team in the nation that year, and won the regional.
And it's interesting how Coach Checkett says that he has, he's getting great support from the school and athletic department.
Hot shot past the first baseman Bush and into right field. That'll unbreak the tie. Bronsema in to score. And coming around third is Holland. He's going to try and score. Throw home is in time. So the Anteaters take the lead, but only get 1 run. They'll make it 4-3 as we advance to the 6th inning here on Fox Sports Prime Ticket.
We've got blue skies, green grass, a beautiful day for baseball here in Irvine at Anteater Ballpark, where the 20th ranked UC Santa Barbara Gauchos are on the road, ready to take on the UC Irvine Anteaters. Hi, everyone, and welcome down to the field alongside 2 sports star at USC, John Jackson. I'm Sam Farber. It's a pleasure and a privilege to have you with us here once again on Fox Sports Prime Ticket. JJ, 2 very solid teams ready to take the diamond today, but one of them, UCSB, starting to pull away from the pack, making a bid at a Big West crown, and maybe more importantly, a spot in the NCAA tournament.
Well, in the Big West Conference, Fullerton has a pretty sizable lead that will be hard to overcome with only 5 conference games remaining on the schedule. But as you can see, it's a very tight race between Long Beach State and Santa Barbara for that 2 and 3 seed. A game and a half separates those 2, so now you realize the importance of the game tonight for UC Santa Barbara.
Time to take a look at our star players for tonight's game. And historically speaking, the Big West is known for great shortstops. Think of guys like Troy Tulowitzki. Well, UCSB, they think they have the best of this year's crop in Clay Fisher.
And what a year Fisher is having. He's doing everything well offensively and defensively. When you watch him offensively, he has been swinging a hot bat as of late, hitting .375 over the last 15 games. But in talking to Coach Checkett, he said the one thing you have to watch with him is him defensively. Almost a spectacular play, waiting game in and game out. Hopefully we'll see one tonight.
And on the other side for the Anteaters, perhaps the best player in the Big West Conference, just a sophomore but already a star, Keston Hiura.
Yeah, what a 2015 season he had a year ago. Won every freshman All-American list that you can imagine. And what does he follow up this year with? Well, the numbers get even better, hitting .376 on the year. The interesting thing is he's been nursing an elbow injury that has sidelined him from playing in the field, regulated to the DH role, but he's been swinging a hot bat.
They're putting the finishing touches on the diamond when we return. Starting lineups and the start of tonight's game between the Anteaters and Gauchos on Fox Sports Prime Ticket.
Welcome inside the Fox Network Center in Los Angeles. I'm Sam Farber. You're watching Game 7 of the World Series. Currently, the Nationals leading heading into the 9th inning. We're currently experiencing some technical difficulties down in Houston. We'll do our best to get you back out to Joe Buck and John Smoltz as quickly as possible. Right now, a quick recap of what's taken place so far. Fans have been in Maid Park, hyped for Game 7, hoping finally to see a home team win a game. Max Scherzer scratched 3 days ago for neck spasms on the mound Game 7. And in the 2nd inning, Yuli Gurriel takes him yard, his first home run of this fall classic, 1-0 Astros. On the other side, Zach Greinke was shutting down the Nationals early, showed why he's won 5 consecutive Gold Gloves. Trey Turner grounds out to the mound. Next batter up is Adam Eaton, and he will do the same. Greinke making it look easy, and he adds in a strikeout to wrap up what was the 4th inning. Greinke only gave up 1 hit through 6 shutout innings, and he'd get a little bit more support from his offense as well. Carlos Correa, the rip down the line, that would play Gurriel. Astros up 2-0. But in the 7th, Anthony Rendon coming to the plate. He homered yesterday in Game 6, and he cracks the scoreboard for the Nationals here in Game 7 with his solo home run. Next batter up was Juan Soto. He would draw a walk. Greinke gets pulled, and then this happens. Howie Kendrick right down the right field line, off the foul pole, a 2-run home run. Kendrick's grand slam in the NLDS gave the Nats a lead they would not relinquish, and here he puts the Nationals in the driver's seat with that home run, making it 4-2 in favor of Washington. Again, we'll do our best to get you back out to Joe Buck and John Smoltz as quickly as possible for the conclusion of Game 7. You're watching the World Series on Fox.